Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take.
I didn't Seek TV. I'm about to get ready to do a deep breakdown on your boy Damian Lillard. And actually, I'm not even going to lie to you. He's actually like one of my favorite players. I've been rocking with him for a while. But I'm gonna delve into this man. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much symbolism surrounding this man. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of activity surrounding this man. So I'm gonna tap into this because as first off, as you see, we already see him throwing up the 666. And I'm gonna delve into what that Dame time really mean because as we know, he plays for Portland, Oregon. All right, Portland Trailblazers. You know what I'm saying? And when you understand the trailblazer, all a trailblazer really represents like a pioneer, somebody who blazed the trail, who starts the trail, innovate. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna delve into that because as you look at this, notice it's a spiral, and the colors are white, black, and red. And I've been breaking it down time and time again about the colors of the god Dionysus, aka the son of the mother goddess Tammuz. You know, that's his name. And his colors were red, white, and black because it represented nothing but the Masonic rituals and the blood sacrifices, the blood rituals. But notice it's the spiral. And if you're familiar with Portland, and you know they always play against Houston. You know, like Houston and Portland always had like the best games, and Damian Lillard will always finish them off. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna delve into this because his father's name is Houston. That's what tripped me out too. His father's name is Houston. And what's so deep about that is because when you understand the word Houston, you know about Texas is literally nothing but like the gateway of heaven because when you understand Texas, it literally have what? It has the space city. That's what it's called. Houston's nickname is the space city because of NASA. You know what I'm saying? Remember, NASA was really Lyndon B. Johnson was from there. You know what I mean? And you remember they opened it up, I think in like the 70s, I think if I'm not mistaken, or 67 or something like that, like late 60s, they made NASA Center out in Houston. You know what I mean? With its origins and everything. It's deep stuff, man, because when you pay attention to that, notice how Houston and Portland always play against each other because like I said, Houston is actually known as the Rocket, but as you see, Portland is literally the spiral. And let's delve into that because you know how Damian Lillard say Dame time. And when you look at the spiral, what I thought about like the rabbit hole. And you remember that the rabbit on Alice in Wonderland who was always stuck up in tea time. I've done this breakdown plenty of times through my videos, but he was always stuck up in tea time because you remember the Queen of Hearts was trying to behead him and he escaped, so she punished him, and he always would be late and he'll always be stuck. I think is it 6 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken, 5 or 6 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And he'll always have tea time every day because that was his punishment. And when you look at that, it's so crazy because of the Dame time, and then you have the spiral. You know what I'm saying? And when you understand that too, as I looked at that, I said, wow, that's deep. Because think of like the space city. Remember, I just talked about how Houston is the space city? And it's like, it's so deep because when you think of that, you think of space, you think of the heavens. Remember when I mentioned about how Texas is like the gateway of heaven. Hence why right now you have Texas had the blackout because of no electricity. Because you know Texas literally have to receive it can't get no electricity from another state. It all had to be done within Texas. And as you know, that tripped me out because it's written in scripture that the powers of heaven will be shaken, and shook up. And that's crazy because I thought about that and I was like, wow. Because as I thought about that, I said, wow, like as it's written, the kingdom of heaven will suffer violence. You feel where I'm going with this? And I'm about to delve real deep into this because Damien anyway just means to tame. You know what I mean? To conquer and to tame. And like I said, the kingdom of heaven will suffer violence as it's written. The kingdom of heaven is within you, so you will be persecuted. And then going to Portland, the name Portland literally means nothing but the land near the port. And as we know in Revelation 17:1, and there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And remember, I was already talking about the great whore literally represents nothing but the mother of Tammuz, aka Dionysus, the colors who represent the colors of the black, white, and the red. Remember when I was talking about that? And to delve deeper into this is so deep because I was looking at Damian Lillard's cousin. I remember this is back, I think, like 2017, if I'm not mistaken, when his cousin literally was the chef for the team, his personal chef, and him and his teammate CJ McCollum. And you see how Damian Lillard was like, oh man, you know, my cousin died, you know what I'm saying? And that tripped me out. I was like, wow, because his cousin died around the beginning of May. You feel where I'm going with this? His cousin died, I think, May 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. And when you understand the rituals, that's the Beltane ritual, you know, around the beginning of May, where they'll do a sacrifice to the god Baal, you know what I'm saying? Through I mean, they'll literally like kill, they'll do human sacrifices. You feel me? It's so deep, man. And as you see, nothing but the fraternity. And when you understand all of these hand signs and what the fraternities, it's all Masonic. You know what I'm saying? It's all Masonic, man. And I'm going to show a little more into this too, because I was looking at his cousin and I was just like, wow, there we go. Because as you see, his cousin, look at his cousin's apron. That literally looked like a bullhorn. You know what I'm saying? And then like a satanic bullhorn. You feel me? Come on, man. It's like all in our face and stuff that these people be doing. You know what I'm saying? It's literally all in our face. And as you see too, like I said, yeah, his cousin died at the beginning of May. And he was like, I'm gonna play the clip on that. Let me get the clip ready. Just listen to this man. Listen to him.
During the quarantine in Portland, he was going to, be coming to my house to make breakfast, and passed out. And we was all worried, so I just went over to his house, to see what was going on. And when I got there, he had just passed. I was able to get there and say my goodbyes, and we prayed over his body and said our goodbyes. CJ came. He was tight with CJ as well. Me and CJ, we cried together. You know what I'm saying? And that's also part of our brotherhood. But, he was just the person that was on top of a lot of things for me and wore a lot of hats for me. In the summertime, when I go to Utah for 3 weeks to train at school.
You hear what I'm saying? Look at that. Like, look at that. That looks straight like nothing but the satanic bullhead, the god Baal. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this stuff is crazy, because remember going back to when I was talking about Alice in Wonderland, literally Damian Lillard had an album came out, this was like 2017, and it was called Confirmed. You know what I'm saying? And his name is Dame Dollar, and Dollar literally means different on levels the Lord allows. What Lord is he talking about? Baal alone, the god of the of sacrifices, name what? Lord. That's what Baal comes, sums up to. And he had 13 songs, you know what I mean? Hint the number 13. And then he had, this last song was Wonderland. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this stuff is literally like right in our face, man. You feel me? It's literally right in our face. And I'm going to keep this thing rolling because as you see, and we all know about how he on the cover of 2K21. I know I got my 2K players out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to play this because look at this dude. Pay attention to this. And look at this man. He's clearly reading the script. Look at this.
Me personally, the bubble was way easier because it was just like, there was really no distractions.
Look at his eyes. Look.
To me personally, the bubble was way easier because it was just like, there was really no distractions.
Notice how he's talking about the social distancing. Pay attention to this because they're using the sports to push it to be like, oh yeah, it's better without all of this. You know, we don't have no distractions, none of that. We just playing basketball to make people get more desensitized to human interaction for this whole transhumanism agenda.
We didn't have to travel after games. Like, we was leaving the arena sometimes 10, 11 o'clock after a game, and we would go right back to the hotel, and they had cold pools set up at the pool.
You see what I'm saying? Look at that, man. Because all they trying to do is lead us to this. You know what I mean? You already had the NBA doing it anyway. You remember the NBA bubble? You had literally the NBA bubble. You had you literally had people out there in the crowd like this, just like Black Mirror. They trying to get people desensitized to this, to get people comfortable and used to literally not dealing with human interaction. And pay attention, this right here was another stage situation that happened with Utah, with OKC when Westbrook was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. That's all in our face. You feel me? Like, this is all in our face, man. And it's like, it's no way really around it. It's like, they literally play a part of this agenda. You know what I mean? And pay attention to this right here. And hint that this trailer is literally nothing but current generation. And remember, next generation is Zion. And remember, I can show that too. I'm gonna show that in a second. But all of that symbolism that was in that to show current generation, it's called Everything is Game. Because like I just showed you with the NBA bubble, remember the Black Mirror episode 15 Million Merits, how that represent nothing but the power to the players. Basically, everybody getting synchronized in the system, becoming nothing but like pieces in the system, players in the system. And they actually had a movie called Gamer like that a while back. You know what I'm saying? Like, this stuff is deep, man.
Oh, you didn't know? Everything is game. That's
Look at
game.
that. Everybody getting synchronized into the system.
Also game. That's
First year becoming literally
game.
like...
Hold up. Game?
Synchronized in the system, you know what I'm saying? Look at this. It's like an alternate reality, man. It's like you being literally in this whole matrix. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this thing is deep, man. You know what I mean? It's like, it's all in our face. And like I said, notice that's the current generation. Because they're literally trying to say right now they're getting everybody synced into the whole system. And let's look at this one. This next generation. You know what I mean? Look at all of the demonic text. Look at the sun being darkened. This is all prophecy right before our eyes.
It is foretold. Greatness will walk among us. One unlike.
Look at that, the wilderness. You see that right here? This is nothing but the wilderness. Like, come on, man. Notice the angel of darkness in the wilderness. Look at that right there. This is all prophecy in Revelation 12. You know what I'm saying?
One unlike the rest.
Look at that. That's literally like the birth of the Messiah right here on the womb. This is all Revelation 12. You know, the woman that's literally carrying, who's clothed with the sun and the moon and the stars, and who's literally fleeing away from the dragon. This is all Revelation 12 prophecy right before our eyes.
One.
Look at the brimstone. You know what I mean?
Of one.
That's written, fire shall rain from heaven with, like, basically with meteors. You feel me?
The size of a mountain with heart to match. He'll move like lightning.
He'll move like lightning. And we already know how Satan literally comes as he fell from heaven as quick as lightning. You know what I'm saying? But also, lightning represents the Son of Man, because Satan literally disguises and literally masquerades as an angel of light. He literally deceives the people from literally following the true Messiah, the true living God. You know what I'm saying?
crash down like thunder. A presence that draws crowds from far and wide.
You hear that? The presence that draws crowds from far and wide. Come on, man. And notice he wears number 1. Notice on the covers of 2K, I'm actually going to pull it up right quick. Notice how the cover goes from 0, and that's deep because this is what I want you to really pay attention to. Notice the covers go from 0 to number 1. You know what I'm saying? Because that represents nothing but like everything. Like I said, remember how he said everything is gain? That represents everybody being synchronized and becoming one. The one world order. Notice Zion wears number 1, and then you have the number 8. You know what I'm saying? That number 8 literally represents nothing but the star of Ishtar. You feel where I'm going? The great serpent. That's why it's called the Mamba forever. The great serpent. You know what I'm saying? That old serpent, the devil. All of this stuff is symbolism, man. This is all symbolism. Notice how Damian Lillard is attacking the paint towards the right. And notice how that's literally nothing but look how he has his it's so deep because look how he has his hand on his thigh. You know what I'm saying? And notice how Zion has his hand holding his thigh as well. Notice Damian Lillard has like his hand under his thigh because when you understand in scripture, the hand under the thigh literally represents like the promise. You know what I mean? You had that done with Joseph, doing it with Jacob, and you had it done with Abraham and his servant. You know what I mean? Like for oath. You feel me? And notice that's the current generation. That's why it's 0. And then notice Zion. Remember how they said he gonna draw crowds from far and wide? That represents nothing but the antichrist. Because when you pay attention to that, notice Zion is holding his hand on his thigh as well. You know what I'm saying? Like this stuff is deep, man. You know what I mean? And when you look at the Masons too, you know, they put the hand under the coat, you know what I'm saying, for letting you know that they're basically in, you know what I mean, in authority. You feel me? But I'm going to end that video right here. Thank you for watching Hide and Seek TV. Stay tuned. Much more is dropping. Peace.